if we can get, 1 or 2% of the people that actually use crypto for anything to use Kaspa in the next several years, which I don't see why they wouldn't, then I think it could be, at least a couple dollars, $2, $5, like who knows,
Right.
In the dollars, it's not a crazy number whatsoever to think in a few dollars,
What's up, Crypto Crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Might, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto oceans. If you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Before we start, Crypto Crew, always remember to keep your crypto investments safe. Practicing self-custody is key, especially during the 2025 bull run. In my personal opinion, the Tangent Wallet is your best option. Plug and play, easy to use, and the most affordable cold storage out there. So if you wish to order your Tangent Wallet today, you can get 10% off using code CryptoCrew. Link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
10 blocks per second means real-time settlement. Real-time settlement means real-time business. Welcome to instant commerce. Think Kaspa.
Crypto Guru, today we got something special. Wolfie, a key figure in Kaspa's journey, shared some insights recently. He revealed what really happens when a crypto project tries to get listed, and he's busting some of the biggest myths you heard about exchanges. So if you're ready for the truth about crypto listings, you're in the right place.
People will know, like, I'm even these days a little hesitant to say director of business development because in reality, there's no, it's decentralized. There's no organization technically to grant titles to anybody, really.
Exactly. Who's going to grant you anything? Yeah, right.
I don't hesitate to tell people it's self-proclaimed,
Of
but
course.
mostly like Asian exchanges, like mid like teens, 20s, 30s, like the way it would work would be, somebody would get, an attention of a listing guy at some exchange and put me in a room with them in Telegram. And I'd be like, hey, I'm Wolfie. I do business development for Kaspa or whatever. And they would say like, is there any C-level? Can you put C-level in the room? Like that was always their thing. So I got sick of explaining how I'm the man. So I just made that director of business so they would feel like they already had the guy who they really were supposed to talk to. And it worked. I spend my time and money doing it because it's fun and it helps my daughter's Kaspa bag. And then mine gets to go along for the ride. And anybody else who has Kaspa, they get to go along for the ride too. I began really getting my feet wet on MEXC, MEXC.
Yeah.
So Freshman stuck around and he helped orchestrate, and I watched him in the room. I was in the Telegram room, and and we had our developers and they had theirs, and even Sutton was helping at that point. And so I watched and I saw, okay, this is how it goes down. They tell you the terms like a regular business deal, and then you can counter, or if they're reasonable, and you try to put together something and then start doing the work and getting the technology on their platform. And then once it's close to ready, the small ones and the medium ones want to have co-marketing and they want to plan an announcement and a listing date. And then after MEXC, then freshmen seem to disappear. And I think I got lots of medium, top 50s going at Gate and KuCoin were some bigger ones. And then I think Big Get came later on. And then Kraken was a good one. I got the Kraken one going. That was great.
Perhaps there's a lot of misinformation out there, what it means to be on exchanges. Based on my experience, exchanges are central entities, right? Centralized entities run by board of directors. They have CEOs, they have title. And they are money-driven organizations, right? They're not there for charity, right? To do the goodwill for the people. So they're driven by money. So what were the things that let's talk about MEXC. What were they wanting out of Kaspa?
So they wanted liquidity to start the trading books going. So I think we had to lend them 50,000 USDT, half Kaspa coins and half USDT. So 50,000 total, not too bad,
50,000 USDT. So they wanted you to convert Kaspa into USDT along with Kaspa as a liquidity.
Yeah, they wanted both sides of the order book.
Order book, yeah, both sides.
Yeah, both sides. So they could set the books and just have trading be tight,
Right. Interesting. Why did they want USDT? Because Kaspa, of course, they don't have liquidity.
If all the Kaspa gets sold and it's a dump, they don't want all the USDT that went away from all the coins being sold. So when people buy Kaspa, they want to have Kaspa that's going to it. And when people sell Kaspa, they want USDT to take the sold Kaspa.
Sure.
To pay. They want to be able to buy more Kaspa, and they want to be able to give Kaspa when people put their own USDT. Some of these exchanges would tell me like, yeah, $120,000 listing fee, and then we need $100,000 in tokens to do a giveaway. And then I look up who they are on CoinMarketCap, and I'm like, dude, you're number 179 exchange on CoinMarketCap. We got on Kraken for free, and you're 179, and you think I'm paying you 120 grand? Did you bump your head? Like, are you sniffing airplane glue? Like, what's going on over there? Some of the lower ones are not in reality, and they think they can just make a business model on charging listing fees. If it's a terrible like scam token thing or something, maybe they can just pay. But for us, it's not in the cards.
What other exchanges do you remember? So Kraken you mentioned, so MEXC we talked about. What were the terms for Kraken if you happen to remember?
So Kraken was super cool. I had to be NDA'd up, signing an NDA. So that one was very strict. And so I did that. And they also wanted it.
Sorry, Wolfie, that's very cool. But NDA as an entity, as an individual, because you're sort of signing a liability, right?
So I'm not signing on the behalf of Kaspa. I'm signing that me as a person, if they bring me into a room with their business people and their technical people, that I'm not going to say like, hey, I'm in a room with Kraken and here's the name of the guy and this is what he's working on, and start tweeting about it. I don't know too much about their infrastructure, but if I did, like, I wouldn't tell anybody or publicize it. Yeah, they were very strict. They had NDAs for everybody that assisted me and my boys. I have some really great integration guys, Rob, coder of stuff, and Super Typo, my three integration support developer guys. So these guys will spend countless hours and hours and days and weeks and months and years. We had Binance ready with integration, meaning they could support their users having a Kaspa wallet address before 2 Christmases ago.
Right. So 2023.
Yeah. So we've been helping them and keep current with the software going. They still haven't activated spot trading. We have no real choice but to continue to assist. And they've been working on the Rust version. When we shifted gears from the 1 block per second to the new one, they had to redo everything, so we're assisting them with that, and they have a pretty good grip on it. That's pretty much the top of the ladder. Some people would say Coinbase, some people would say Binance, whatever. They're different flavors of the same tippy top of the tree of fruit, so these guys won't tell you anything about when, the famous 3-letter cat question of Twitter, WEN, when, meow, when. They're not going to tell you, they don't tell me. Now, what happens with things like Fartcoin or SPX, or if it's a token and they make, 2 quadrillion of them out of thin air in 20 seconds on a smart contract, and they want to give 15% to Binance to list the next day, then those guys know probably what's going to happen. There's different categories for different types of crypto. So when they only have to paste in the logo, paste in the contract address, then you give them 10 or 15% of the entire supply, and you tell them the contract address and the logo, and you sign something that you're not going to rug that much. But when you have a breakthrough L1 that's very complex and there's only 5 people in the whole world that know how it actually works, then they're less inclined, and you have no foundation wallet. That's really a big point. When Kraken announced that they were listing Kaspa, it was their biggest tweet of all time, 1.3 million views. That shows the power of the community. There's a lot of people in crypto that understand that Kaspa is something special, and it's definitely technologically the next big thing. It's not even an argument or
no.
Kraken was ready for 10 blocks per second at the end of last summer, and I had a really sharp guy, and he paid attention really hard and asked great questions, and they have like a bulletproof implementation.
I think we all love Kaspa. That's why we are here. We're discussing. We spend time. What is your price prediction of Kaspa by 2030?
2030. Okay. Rule number 1 of crypto: nobody has a crystal ball, and that means nobody. Trump doesn't, Saylor doesn't, nobody has one. Right? I would imagine if Bitcoin's going to $1 million or a few $1 million, and Kaspa gets some, even like a reasonable tiny slice of the traction of what's actually used on crypto. Like if we can get 1 or 2% of the people that actually use crypto for anything to use Kaspa in the next several years, which I don't see why they wouldn't, then I think it could be at least a couple dollars, $2, $5, like who knows? It's not a crazy number whatsoever to think in a few dollars. XRP based on nothing land has hit $4 pretty much. Cardano based on nothing has hit $3.5, $4. So with more coins, twice as many coins, 3 times more coins than Kaspa. So for Kaspa to never hit $3 or $4, that would just mean we're not a corporation and we didn't pay for marketing. No, just kidding.
Crypto Crew, as a fair launch, true proof of work crypto project, Kaspa has come a long way. And much props to the guys who've been with Kaspa in the early days, the Kaspa dev team and Wolfie, who took a couple for the team. I thought this was insightful in terms of what goes on behind the scenes in terms of exchange listings. So shout out to Wolfie and Ankit of the XXIM podcast. Let us know your thoughts on Wolfie's insights in the comment section below.
How do you make money in the tech world? You invest in something everybody needs, nobody can stop, and very few people understand.
Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.